U.S. military veterans are stepping in to help in the conflict between Ukraine and Russia. And joining us now from near Kyiv is Burke Bryant, retired from the U.S. Navy and founder and CEO of Harp, the Humanitarian Aid and Rescue Project. Welcome to the show, Burke.
Thank you for having me on.
So tell us about the work Harp has been doing in Ukraine and what you're calling Operation Winter Shadow. What are some of the risks that your team has faced?
We came out here originally to, we have a small team of veterans, ex-SEALs, Delta guys that specialize in extractions. And it's kind of turned into a little bit more than that now that we've been out here for about a month, providing frontline medical teams with supplies or well-needed supplies for the frontline soldiers and things like that, places that a lot of people haven't been able to get to. We've kind of taken on that role of delivering those supplies as well. We're set up in 3 different locations now: Mariupol, Odessa, and Kyiv. And then we have an operations base out of Lviv right now, which is where we move our supplies into those different regions.
And I know that you've been in certainly some precarious situations on the ground in the past few weeks. How does your experience in special operations apply to the work that you're actually doing right now?
Well, it definitely gives you the confidence to go into some of these areas with the mindset of accomplishing. That's kind of exactly what we did. We were in an area just 2 days ago where we went under heavy fire. Actually, the vehicle in front of us took mortar rounds. So we had to kind of take cover for a couple hours before we were able to complete that operation, which was actually getting medical supplies to the front line. So it gets a little...
It gets a little stressful, you were saying. I can imagine. And my next question was going to be, why put yourself in such harm's way that could mean life or death?
You know, I think the bottom line to that is, outside of the fact that we love all human beings, is the fact that we have a specialized skill set. And I guess at the end of the day, it's good to know that we've allowed someone else who doesn't have that skill set to see another day, whether that's a man, woman, or child. So I feel like, and we all feel like the best we can do is contribute to humanity and provide the services that we have to offer as men.
And just to put a finer point on that question, of course, many of the people who are with you on your team are former members of the military. Explain the draw to a project like Harps for someone who has already served.
Again, I think it's just a bunch of people who have a unique skill set that want to apply that skill set and save lives. And you know what's going on right now, the atrocities taking place. You know, there's no ROEs in this war. You know, just today, Red Cross was targeted and hit with artillery fire. That's unheard of. And I think there's just a lot of people that have gotten together. Our whole side seems to be crowdsourced at this point. Medical supplies, well-needed equipment for soldiers is all being crowdsourced from all around the world. And then there's teams of, like our team, that basically get those supplies and we move those into areas that are needed.
And you've already worked in several parts of Ukraine. You're watching Mariupol really closely, a city that has just been devastated. What do you view right now as the biggest humanitarian need?
Whew. Well, you know, medical supplies. We just had a commander call a few hours ago and mentioned that per 20 soldiers, they only have one IFAK kit, which is basically an advanced frontline medical kit. So they're short on medical supplies right now. They're short on vehicles. They're short on clothing. Their supply chain is starting to run dry. And yeah, if anyone can help, it's getting those supplies into the right areas and then allowing organizations like ours to be able to route those supplies in where they're needed.
And you've, of course, worked in crisis areas around the world, including Africa and Afghanistan. Your missions include delivering those critical supplies and bringing the civilians out. What are the distinctive aspects of this conflict in your eyes?
Oof. Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to answer that right now. It's a very, very unique situation. And honestly, I haven't seen anything like this, if at all, in my lifetime. So just navigating it is a big challenge for us over here. You know, we're running off of cell phones over here, and we go into these areas, we have to turn the cell phones off. We have no comms. Everything's visual at that point. There's a lot of unique challenges that we haven't faced before. And luckily, we're overcoming those challenges. And we've got a pretty good success rate at this point.
And you mentioned earlier that a number of the members on your team have been trained in emergency medicine. Have you had to use that training?
Yes, ma'am. We have multiple times. You know, 2 of our doctors work front lines for almost 2.5 weeks under heavy fire, shelling, grads, you know, and they just came off the front lines. But, you know, that's the other side of it. We're constantly doing our best to vet new EMTs, doctors, and things like that can come, join in, train up, and we just kind of tune them up and we get them to the places that they're needed. But there's needs from anyone who can make food, deliver food, to provide medical, provide transportation. And transportation's another problem too. You know, we've gone through several vehicles just through shellings and things like that. We're constantly needing those, as are other organizations as well. It's not a unique issue for us. So supplies are what's needed, and a lot of times it's hard to get those supplies in. So that's the other challenge as well, is getting them into the country and being able to utilize them and move them to areas that are needed.
Thank you so much for what you are doing, and stay safe out there, Burke Bryant. We appreciate you talking with us.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good evening.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.